Welcome to Acts of Kindness, where real stories of compassion remind us that one good deed can change a life forever. If you believe kindness still exists in this world, make sure to stay till the end, because today's story will touch your heart in ways you never expected. Our story begins in a small town in the American South, more than 2 decades ago. The sun had just begun to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson. On the corner of Main Street stood an old but charming hotel, the Magnolia Inn. It wasn't fancy, but it was known for its warmth. The kind that came not from chandeliers or velvet curtains, but from the people who worked there. And among them was a man named Henry Carter, a humble waiter in his mid-30s. Henry was tall, thin, and soft-spoken, the kind of person who always greeted every guest with a gentle smile, no matter how tired he was after long shifts. Henry had been working at the hotel restaurant for nearly 10 years. He didn't earn much, but he was grateful. Every evening, after closing time, he would count his tips and save a little for the dream he held close to his heart: one day opening his own small cafe, where everyone, rich or poor, would be welcome. But that dream seemed far away. Bills, rent, and everyday struggles always came first. It was a cold, rainy night when everything changed. The restaurant was almost empty. The dinner rush had passed, and Henry was cleaning tables when he noticed 2 small figures standing outside the glass door. They were soaked to the bone, shivering, clutching each other tightly. A boy and a girl, no older than 10 or 11. Henry's heart tightened. He stepped closer to the door and opened it. "Hey there, you two. You shouldn't be out here in the rain. Where are your parents?" he asked softly. The boy lowered his eyes. We don't have any, sir. We're just trying to find a place to stay warm." Henry looked at their thin, trembling bodies, the worn-out clothes, and the hunger in their eyes. He didn't need to ask more. "Come on in," he said, motioning them inside. The warmth of the restaurant hit them immediately. The girl smiled faintly, her lips pale from the cold. Henry led them to a booth near the kitchen, the one farthest from the manager's office. He knew he could get in trouble for this. The hotel didn't allow vagrants inside, but his conscience wouldn't let him turn them away. "Wait here," he said, heading to the kitchen. A few minutes later, he returned with 2 plates of warm food: chicken soup, mashed potatoes, and bread rolls. The children's eyes widened in disbelief. "For us?" the boy asked. "Eat," Henry said kindly. "You must be starving." They ate like they hadn't seen food in days. Henry stood nearby, pretending to wipe tables while watching them eat, making sure no one noticed. For a moment, he saw something beautiful: hope returning to 2 lost souls. When they finished, the boy whispered, "Thank you, sir. We'll find somewhere to sleep." But Henry couldn't let them go out into the rain again. He took a deep breath and said, "You can stay here tonight. There's a small storage room in the back, it's warm. I'll bring you blankets." The children looked at each other, then at Henry, unsure if they should believe him. But his gentle smile convinced them. That night, while the world outside rumbled with thunder, the 2 orphans slept safely for the first time in weeks, under warm blankets, thanks to a waiter who had little to give, but gave anyway. Henry checked on them twice that night, making sure they were safe. As he watched them sleep, he whispered, "No child should have to face the world alone." The next morning, he gave them breakfast before they left. The boy hugged him tightly. "My name's Daniel," he said. "And this is my sister Lily. We'll never forget you, sir." Henry smiled. "Take care of each other, Daniel. And remember, kindness is free. So give it whenever you can." They waved goodbye and disappeared down the road. Henry didn't know that would be the last time he'd see them, or so he thought. Years went by. Henry kept working at the Magnolia Inn. His hair turned gray, his back bent slightly from years of serving, but his spirit remained unbroken. He was loved by everyone who met him: the guests, the staff, even the children who visited with their families. He never got rich. He never opened his cafe. But he was content knowing he had lived a good life, one filled with small acts of kindness. Then, one quiet afternoon, something extraordinary happened. It was a warm spring day, and Henry was wiping down the counter when he heard the sound of an engine outside. A sleek, black Rolls-Royce Phantom pulled up to the entrance. Everyone in the hotel turned to look. Such luxury was rare in their little town. The car door opened, and a tall man in a tailored suit stepped out. His shoes shone like mirrors, his posture confident. But there was something familiar in his eyes, something Henry couldn't quite place. The man walked into the restaurant, scanning the room until his gaze fell upon Henry. Then, with a soft smile, he said, "Excuse me, are you Mr. Henry Carter?" Henry blinked, confused. "Yes, sir. Can I help you?" The man's smile widened. "I've been looking for you for a long time." Henry frowned, trying to remember. "I'm sorry, do I know you?" "You might not recognize me," the man said. "It's been 22 years. He took a step closer. "I'm Daniel. Daniel Reed." Henry froze. His eyes widened as memories flooded back. A hungry boy, a cold night, 2 shivering children. "Daniel, the boy with his sister," Henry whispered, his voice trembling. "My God." Tears glistened in Daniel's eyes. "You saved our lives that night. My sister and I, we never forgot what you did. You didn't just give us food, you gave us hope." Henry's hands shook. You both made it." Daniel nodded, his smile full of pride. "We were taken in by a foster family a few days after we left here. They were kind people. They gave us a home, an education. I worked hard, studied harder, and built my own company. And now, I'm here to return a favor." Henry's eyes filled with tears. "Son, you don't owe me anything. I was just doing what anyone should have done." Daniel shook his head. "No, Mr. Carter. You didn't just feed us. You showed us humanity when the world turned its back. That night changed the course of our lives." He motioned toward the door, and a chauffeur appeared, holding an envelope and a set of keys. "This," Daniel said, handing the keys to Henry, "is for you." Henry looked down. It was the key to the Rolls-Royce parked outside. "I can't accept this," he said, voice trembling. "It's too much." Daniel smiled warmly. "Then don't think of it as a gift. Think of it as a thank you, for saving 2 lost children." Henry's lips quivered. "I don't even have a garage," he joked weakly, wiping a tear. Daniel laughed softly. "Then you'll need one. Because there's more." He handed Henry the envelope. Inside were papers, documents showing ownership of a new house, purchased in Henry's name. Henry's knees weakened. "Daniel, I can't." Daniel stepped closer and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Please, let me do this. You gave when you had nothing. Now it's my turn to give when I have everything." The restaurant staff, who had gathered quietly, were all in tears. Henry, overcome with emotion, hugged Daniel tightly. "I'm proud of you, son," he whispered. "You and your sister, you made it." Daniel's voice broke. "Because of you, sir. Because someone believed in us when no one else did." That evening, Henry sat in his new home, a modest but beautiful place overlooking the lake. He stared at the car parked outside, still unable to believe it was real. But more than the gifts, it was the feeling in his heart that made him weep. For the first time in his life, he truly understood the power of kindness, how a single meal could ripple through time and change the future of 2 lives. A week later, Daniel returned with his sister Lily. She was now a nurse, her eyes still as gentle as the night Henry first met her. When she saw him, she burst into tears and hugged him tightly. "I told Daniel we had to find you," she said. "We couldn't go another year without thanking the man who saved us." They spent the evening sharing stories, of struggles, of dreams, of the roads that led them all here. Henry listened with pride, amazed at how far they had come. Before leaving, Daniel said, "We've started a foundation, Mr. Carter, one that feeds homeless children. We named it the Carter Foundation. Because without you, it wouldn't exist." Henry's voice cracked. "You're making me the happiest man alive." Lily smiled through her tears. "No, Henry. You made us who we are." As the siblings left that night, Henry stood at the doorway, watching the taillights of the Rolls-Royce fade into the distance. The wind rustled through the trees, whispering softly, a reminder that kindness never dies, it simply travels forward, touching lives along the way. Years later, long after Henry passed away peacefully in his sleep, a plaque was placed on a bench outside the Carter Foundation headquarters. It read, "In memory of Henry Carter, a man whose small act of kindness changed the world for 2 children." Every child who visited the foundation would stop to read it. And though they never met him, they felt his spirit, in every meal served, every smile shared, every heart healed. Because kindness, once sown, grows forever. And that is the legacy of a humble waiter who fed 2 orphans one rainy night. If you were moved by this story, remember, it takes only one good deed to light up someone's darkest night. This is Acts of Kindness, where real stories remind us that compassion still exists. Thank you for watching. Stay kind, Stay hopeful, and we'll see you in the next story.